What an ending to the first episode of Lanterns. Now that is a strong first episode of the season. Spoilers if you have not seen this episode yet, and also my thoughts of what's going on at the end. Now the show does jump around in time in the episode. In the beginning, we're in 1996, where we are introduced to Hal and him being a Green Lantern for the first time on Earth. Then we jump to 2016, which pretty much the whole episode takes place in, and I was slightly confused because I was like, wait, so Superman movie takes place after the TV show? But that's not the case. Pretty much Hal is teaching John how to be a Green Lantern, and he's kind of doing the method of fly at the seat of your pants technique. We get him literally throwing him off of a cliff in a car to see if he can survive with the ring. We also see that the ring has a backup consciousness of Hal, which John funnily enough calls a hologram, but I thought that was pretty interesting. They go to Nebraska to investigate a shooting that happens that's weird, and Hal believes that it's aliens. We do get some use of Hal Jordan's powers in this. No big action scenes unless you count a brawl in a bar, but the few scenes that we do get of him using his ring are pretty cool. He does a little few fun tricks. I do really like the look of this episode. It gives very True Detectives, which is I know what they were going for. The one thing I didn't like about Hal was the amount of times he keeps on calling John Jr. It did slightly get annoying. One of my favorite scenes in this episode, though, is hands down the interrogation with the guy in the jail cell, where Hal is pretty much asking him a bunch of like Earth questions, and he pretty much finds out that he is in fact an alien. It was pretty crazy when he does blow himself up. Hal has to protect everybody by putting the dude in a bubble, and even the explosion sends a shockwave outside of his bubble, and it still messes up the town pretty bad. The end of the episode finally does jump to 2016, and we see an older John, and they're back in Nebraska at the dead of night in winter. He meets up with the sheriff, and they go up to the football stand, and that is where we see Hal dead with a bullet hole to his head and no ring. So what is going on? Now that is definitely a shocking ending, but I don't think Hal is dead. Why? Because of the simple fact that John does not have the ring. If Hal actually did die, then the ring would go to John in its place. Also, the fact that there are aliens, we already established this. I think that the person who is dead in front of them is a manhunter. Look how John is acting to the dead body. He's not really as shocked as I think he would be if Hal actually died. I mean, that is his friend and mentor. But also, I really do believe that this is just a manhunter that is posing as Hal, and they probably captured Hal somewhere that he can't get out of. In all, this episode was really good, and I give it a solid 8 out of 10. What'd you guys think of this episode? Let me know down below, and as always, thanks for watching.